Yo, what's up, gamers? It's your boy D-Mac from Infamous Game Show, and today we got another review for you guys. We got a review for the best fighting game that I've ever played. Street Fighter 4 finally came out, finally arrived, and I got the review for y'all. So let's get to it. First off, I'm gonna start off with gameplay and graphics. As for the graphics, it's nothing too much we can say about the graphics. It's beautiful. I'm not gonna say some of the best graphics, but for a 2D fighting game, come on now, it can't get no better than this. So since there ain't too much we can really say on the graphics, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the gameplay. Now the gameplay, it runs real smooth, just like the original Street Fighter, the classic Street Fighter games that you haven't played. Only thing is it's 10 times smoother. I mean, of course it's gonna run smooth. It's on the next gen system. So some things about the gameplay, they made the moves a little easier to do, and they kind of made it easier to counter. And the reason I think they did that is because you got a bunch of new people that's really just now getting into Street Fighter. I don't know why they waited so long to pick up, but hey, it doesn't hurt. And they probably found on the older Street Fighters that the moves is kind of hard to do, so they made it kind of easier to do. I mean, the moves are still done the same way as on the classic Street Fighters, but they're kind of easier to pull off on here, a whole lot easier. So with that being said, we're gonna move on to the arcade part of the game. The arcade mode, the characters that you start off with on the game, you start off with the original 12 fighters, and then you get your 4 new fighters that they added on to the game. And every character that you play with, they got a small story. The story don't get too much detail about the player's background, especially for the new people. I know y'all want to know where the new people came from, but they don't come with too much of a detailed story. They just show a little small clip, and then you go through the game, you fight your rival, and they don't tell too much about why that's your rival or anything like that, unless you know your Street Fighter history. But like I said, for the new people, you don't know why they're really rivals or anything like that. And then after you beat the game, they show you a clip of the finishing the story, and that really don't show us too much either. It just shows you defeating Seth or something like that. But as for the unlockable characters and unlockable costumes and stuff, to unlock different color costumes, you can play through the challenge mode, and it gets you costumes for characters that you play with and stuff like that. But for unlock the characters, it's not that challenging. It's not challenging at all, really. I mean, you got to play with certain characters. Like you play with Ryu, you can unlock Sakura, and you play with, I believe, Bison, and you unlock Rose and stuff like that. The hardest challenge to do to get these 3 characters, I mean, it's not really that hard. To unlock Akuma, Gouken, and Seth. With Seth, you gotta beat the game with every single player that's unlocked. And to get Gouken, I think you gotta beat the game with Akuma without losing, and then go back through the game with Ryu, get like 2 perfects and 3 ultra finishes, and you'll face Gouken at the end. And I'm not really gonna get into the detail of that. I mean, that's just a couple hints for y'all, but let's get back into the game. Like I said, the arcade mode, their stories, that's the only problem. They could have been a little more detailed with the story, but I'm not complaining. I mean, I know my Street Fighter history. But now let's go for online play. It all depends on your connection. I mean, I got a real good connection, so I play the game lag free, so it's really no problem at all. So the online runs very good. They got a little battle point system on there now. You lose certain amount of points. After you lose a fight, you gain so many amounts of points when you win fights. Now they add titles and icons to your gamer tag for the game, so that people can know that you've been winning a whole lot of fights. You unlock icons for winning fights. You get titles for something. Sometimes you can get your titles for losing fights, but I really don't think those are good titles. But you get to set your title and your icon to represent who you is and what you done online. Okay, another thing about the game. If you got the special edition, this goes to the story mode arcade. I think if you got the special edition, it comes with a DVD that really explains the stories and stuff. But I mean, that's only if you got the special edition. Now, sometimes I may make another video to talk about that a little bit more, but we're not gonna really get into that. I'm just letting y'all. I just thought I should let y'all know that. But I mean, there's really not that many other details that we can get into on this game. I mean, it's a good game to have in your collection. I'll tell you that much. I mean, if you love Street Fighter, you always love Street Fighter. You probably already done bought the game. If you just love fighting games, Street Fighter is a perfect fighting game for your collection. If you haven't bought it yet, I mean, if you're real sketchy about going, you're not sure if you want to get the game or not, go rent it. It's worth it. But I recommend you buying the game. It's worth that $60. So it's your boy D-Mac, and that's my review for Street Fighter.